What is up, everyone, and welcome back to What Makes This Song Great. I am by myself today because we have some other things that priorities didn't really match up. So I am doing this one by myself, but I was thinking that maybe we can make it a little bit special as well, because today we are going to check out one of the newest releases and the freshest releases out there. We're checking out Playboi Carti's album I Am Music, and I picked out a song, J0rdan, that we're going to check out today. And the little special thing is, I was thinking that maybe for once we can deep dive a little bit about one of the things that I do find interesting with this track. So let's jump into the studio and see what we have. So right here we have the track, and we're going to do the same thing as always and listen to it.
I go whip out the bow. No, I can't hit on no brakes. My life is out of control. I'm telling you, nobody's safe. I've been living my life limbo. My ice, it came with a tray. I'm so high, gotta hide my face. This not a rock star face. I'm an emo, thug in my face.
That intro was really dope there. So we got this synth that is going through the entire thing. Then we have the vocal.
I think she's a playmaker. She should be on my team.
Yeah, and then we have the bass. Stereotypical 808, and then we have some very minor drums. The percussive kind of just creating the groove. I think that that's really what hits here with the drums, is that the hi-hats here are so driving. So if I were to do this to the song and kind of just listen to it without the hi-hats.
First I go whip out the bow. No, I can't hit on no brakes.
Do you notice how little movement there is in the song then? Like the hi-hats is really what is driving the entire thing forwards.
Life is out of control. I'm telling you, nobody's safe. I've been living my life limbo.
So if you want to keep something as simple as this, you got minimal elements kind of pulled in. You really got to focus on making the hi-hats really interesting. You know what? I want to go into this first sample that we have here. So what I hear here is a string section of an orchestra, and then there comes like, there's in and out, like violins coming in and out. I don't know if that's supposed to be, that sounds like a synth to me, but it's really giving Batman to me, the old 90s Batman soundtrack. And the reason for that is a very specific chord. Yeah, and then it just wanders between two. So let's jump into another project where I actually have prepared a little bit on this. I have favorited some loops that might work out pretty well for this, but the chord that I am talking about is this. So let me just draw it in the piano roll for you. So if you're playing in the key of A minor, you play an A. There you go. A minor. Now, if you add the second of an A minor scale, which in this case is a B, you get a very, very eerie chord that sounds like this. And that is what Playboi Carti is doing. However, this is in C sharp. So it's going from here. If we go back to the other track, you'll be able to hear it. So there's a bunch of things kind of just warbling back and forth there. This is the chord. And if we were just to play it here, I'm playing the same notes. That in and of itself sounds very eerie. And then what I noticed also is that he's going down to... So it's just alternating between these two chords being A major and a C sharp minor add 2 or add 9, I guess. So that is specifically what is going on here. And I think it's so simple to create a vibe like this, but I really wanted to do it for you guys also. So we're gonna jump into, so we have it here in violin. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to add a sampler track and I'm gonna pull that one in, and I am then going to just play that same chord using that first note that was available there. So let's see, let's shorten it down, zoom in a little bit. Let's see how it plays. That's very low. Let's go up. That's good. That's good. We can then keep the crossfade here and loop from. Now this is not going to sound perfect. That ought to do it. So now we're getting close there. So let's pull this up. Let's lower that with an octave and nice. So let's lengthen this to, let's say, 4 bars. And now we can make it more airy with some reverbs and delays and stuff. Let's do that as well. And what I also wanted to add was the tape warble. Pull that in here, add a delay just for the sake of it, set the width super wide, use the big plate because I like the way it sounds. Cut out the low end a little bit to make sure that it doesn't like go all crazy. And so already there we got something. And now we can like really play around with creative use of different samples. So therefore that string thing that I had in Neighborhood, I also wanted to pull in. So I'm just gonna do that. Let's see what that sounds like together. I need to double check that. Ah, okay. What I noticed here actually, and this is something that is good for you guys to know also, is that within the sampler, you can set the root note here. And every once in a while, Soundtrap analyzes the root note wrong. So here we want this note to be the same as this. But I noticed that it's 2 semitones away. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the sampler. I'm gonna change this. So currently it is on a D. There we go. Now it sounds right. So quick tip for everybody. Try to just make use of the grand piano. The grand piano I know is correct. It is when you hit a C here, you hit a C. So use that to double check your sampler instruments so they are playing in the same key as what you want. So here now this is the root key on C. So this should be playing well with this loop from Neighborhood. And now with that added, let's just add the other chord that was there in the song. So it went from this, so I'm just gonna move this down here. No, wait, this one. So it goes from 2. And then it just rotates back and forth. So Now, if we want even more of this, we can even make use of our orchestral instruments here in Soundtrap. Let's go to double bass, find the vibrato slow solo for double bass. And then... there we go. That's what we want. And it's easy as that. You have kind of an arrangement that sounds very orchestral. I'm just gonna add the... there we go. Pull this out to here. Duplicate by holding Alt and then pulling this down. And then marking this entire thing, Alt or Command Shift down. And then we move down 2 octaves. And maybe even this, we want to add more to the gain. We want to maybe make it react a little bit earlier. There you go. And then we can do even more things. We can add chords playing the same thing. Maybe. I don't know. We're just playing around with it at the moment. But I'm going to go into the pads and we're going to try to find something. This could actually work if we just lower the attack on it a little bit later. Let's see how it sounds. And now to make this entire thing to a sample, go into merge tracks. Let's just mark all for the sake of it. We're trying it out and seeing what's happening. But here. And let's mark here, chop these, go into edit and reverse both and see. You know what? I like that. Only problem is that specific part right here where it is chopping a little bit. So what we could do here is just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And right there, we have something to work off of. And then we can just pull in one of the dark ice, is it? Well, that could work. Just for the sake of it. Now, okay. Do we have something? Give me a W or an L in the comments down below if you like this. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, leave a follow down below. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.